What if the benefit reviews now being confirmed for seniors over 65 are far more extensive than initial reports suggested, and could affect everything from Social Security payments to immigration status for older green card holders? This is exactly what many advocacy groups and policy watchers are now raising concerns about, as new federal review processes appear to be expanding across multiple agencies with a direct focus on individuals aged 65 and older. Welcome back to ClearPath US Daily, where we break down the latest developments in immigration and federal policy so you can understand what these changes actually mean for you and your family. The reason this story is spreading so quickly across social media and news outlets is because multiple sources are now pointing to a coordinated effort within several federal agencies to increase scrutiny on benefit eligibility for seniors. And this includes not just American citizens, but also lawful permanent residents and certain visa holders who may be receiving federal assistance. Reports suggest that the Social Security Administration has begun implementing more frequent, continuing disability reviews for individuals in this age group. And internal guidance indicates that these reviews are being prioritized in ways that have not been seen in previous years. But it does not stop there. Sources familiar with the process claim that the Department of Homeland Security is also reviewing cases involving older green card holders who have received means-tested benefits at any point during their residency in the United States. And this is raising serious concerns about how public charge rules may be applied retroactively, or at least referenced during naturalization interviews. To understand why this is happening now, we need to look at the broader federal policy landscape. Over the past several months, there has been increasing pressure from certain lawmakers to reduce federal spending on entitlement programs. And this has translated into directives aimed at identifying what some officials are calling improper payments, or benefits going to individuals who may no longer qualify for seniors. This means that Social Security disability benefits, supplemental security income, and even certain Medicare Advantage programs are now under heightened review. The Social Security Administration has reportedly increased its budget allocation for continuing disability reviews, and some internal documents suggest that individuals over 65, who were previously considered low priority for review, are now being flagged for reassessment. This is significant because, for years, many seniors were essentially grandfathered into their benefit status with the assumption that their conditions were unlikely to improve and therefore did not require frequent reevaluation. That assumption appears to be changing now. Here is where this intersects directly with immigration policy. For green card holders who are 65 or older and who have received any form of public assistance, the implications could be serious. Under current public charge regulations, which were updated and revised multiple times over the past few years, immigration officials are permitted to consider whether an applicant for adjustment of status or naturalization is likely to become primarily dependent on government benefits. While the current administration has walked back some of the more aggressive interpretations of public charge that were implemented previously, there are reports suggesting that internal USCIS guidance is once again being reviewed. Sources familiar with these discussions indicate that adjudicators may be receiving updated training on how to assess benefit usage, particularly among older applicants. And this has led to concerns that seniors applying for citizenship could face additional questions or requests for evidence regarding their financial situation. What makes this especially concerning is that many seniors who immigrated to the United States decades ago and have been lawful permanent residents for years may not have anticipated that their use of benefits would be scrutinized during the naturalization process. Some immigration attorneys are now advising older clients to gather extensive documentation of their financial independence, including bank statements, tax returns, and affidavits of support before submitting their citizenship applications. This is a notable shift from just a few years ago, when such documentation was considered supplementary rather than essential. At the same time, there are parallel developments happening at the state level. Several states have begun implementing their own reviews of Medicaid eligibility following the end of the continuous enrollment provision that was in place during the public health emergency. This has resulted in millions of Americans, including a significant number of seniors, being removed from Medicaid rolls, either due to administrative errors or because they no longer meet eligibility requirements under standard rules for immigrant seniors who were receiving Medicaid. This creates a dual concern. First, they may lose access to healthcare coverage. And second, their prior use of Medicaid could potentially be flagged during any future immigration proceedings. It is important to note that not all benefits are treated equally under immigration law. Programs like Social Security retirement benefits and Medicare Part A are generally not considered negative factors in public charge assessments because individuals pay into these systems through payroll taxes during their working years. However, means-tested programs such as Supplemental Security Income, Medicaid, and the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program are treated differently, and their use can be considered during immigration evaluations. This distinction is critical, and many seniors may not fully understand which benefits could affect their immigration status and which are considered earned entitlements. Federal courts have also played a role in shaping how these policies are implemented. Several lawsuits challenging the scope of public charge rules have worked their way through the legal system. And while some of the more expansive interpretations have been blocked or revised, the underlying authority for agencies to consider benefit usage remains intact. This means that policy changes can happen relatively quickly through updated guidance or regulatory action without requiring new legislation. For seniors who are currently receiving benefits and who hold green cards, the most prudent approach, according to multiple immigration policy experts, is to stay informed and to consult with qualified legal counsel before making any major decisions about naturalization or travel. There are also concerns being raised about how these reviews could affect seniors who sponsor family members for immigration. If a sponsor is found to be receiving certain benefits, their ability to demonstrate that they can financially support incoming immigrants may be questioned, and this could lead to delays or denials in family-based visa petitions. The White House has not issued a formal statement specifically addressing the scope of these benefit reviews, but press briefings have included references to ongoing efforts to ensure program integrity across federal agencies. This language is consistent with the broader push to reduce what officials describe as waste, fraud, and abuse in federal programs. For now, what we know is that reviews are happening, that seniors over 65 are being affected, and that the intersection of federal benefits and immigration status is becoming increasingly complex. If you or a family member falls into this category, it is essential to understand your rights, to keep documentation of your financial situation, and to seek professional advice if you are planning to apply for citizenship or travel internationally. We will continue to monitor these developments closely and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Stay informed, stay prepared, and make sure you are subscribed to ClearPath US Daily for the latest in immigration and federal policy news.